there's been agents asking about it. I wanted to kind of like put some examples together, and I looked out there and I didn't quite, when you actually look for it and you don't see it. So I'll give you guys examples as we go. Um, but I guess we can get started. So, you know, on social media, when the influencers are like, comment shades for my, list of all the sunglasses that make you look like a rock star or whatever. And then people start commenting that on the post, and the person replies immediately and like, thanks, sent you a DM, or check your DMs or whatever. And have you ever wondered, do they do that by hand, or how did they do it? And just stuff like that. And maybe if you've even commented on it and you get that DM from them, you're like, what kind of program do they have? Is it native to Instagram, or is it, an outside program? So this is a program called ManyChat, and it has existed for many years. I think I first learned about it in 2019. 2019, 2020-ish is when I learned about ManyChat. It was a lot less intuitive then and a lot more difficult to set up. But we at my real estate company have actually set it up at my real estate company. So if you see, for instance, at our company meetings, and we're like, comment CE training, comment training for the link, comment, whatever. If we say comment or DM this word, it's because we have ManyChat set up for that purpose. Another thing that we have ManyChat set up on is, have you noticed if you ever reply to my real estate company in one of our stories, or you mention us in one of your stories, um, my real estate company automatically sends you back. I'm like, what should we automatically reply? Because like, what is going to be suitable to fit a reply to one of our stories? But I wanted to kind of make sure that we reply back and acknowledge somebody each time. So we do 3 fire emojis back. I'm like, that's cool. Like, we'll send 3 fire emojis back, and it just lets them know, like, we see you, and just send something back. And so you can reply automatically if somebody replies to your story, or basically DMs you anything. You can set it up to where you send them a message automatically if they follow you. And Josh, I don't know if you want to talk about this, but like, you've gotten business before with people because you simply sent them a message when they followed you.
Yeah, well, not only business, but actually, Michael Lucas, which I don't think he's here today, he said that's one of the reasons he came to our company, because he started friending a lot of people in the real estate industry in Rapid City as he was getting prepared to get his license. And he was like, "You're the only person that actually said thanks for the friend request." So I think, that's topical for especially right now, but we used to do it a lot, very similar to like the guides that Rick Guerrero like trained on using Gamma to make those guides. We would use those guides like that and couple them with ManyChat to get buyer and seller leads when I was more worried about production in Oregon. And it was great because it was something you could scale out, and basically do 24/7 without actually actively prospecting. So,
Yeah, that's awesome. And and I am very guilty of this, where I just assume everybody kind of knows all the tricks, all the tools and tips, all the tricks that agents use to market. So I don't want to be, just setting things up for auto replies. I don't want people to think that I'm not being genuine or I'm being disingenuous. But there is a way to make automations work for you. Yeah, there's a bit of trial and error. Yeah, you're going to cringe when you had set something up that you're like, that didn't go over how I wanted it to go over. So then you tweak it and you make it better and you set it up to like how you really want to make it your voice. So the training that I'm doing, I know how I have mine set up, which is obviously I, as a CEO of this brokerage, have an agent facing target audience, right? But you agents have consumer facing target audiences, right? So this training is for you. Um, I want you to stop posting just listed, not stop posting it, but like, don't have that be your sole source of social media. Nobody is going to just start calling you like, hey, I saw you just posted a just listed posting on social media. Will you be my agent? It doesn't work like that. You have to be smarter with marketing. So without further ado, let's just get started. Um, you don't lack tools. You don't lack access to social media. You don't lack access to ManyChat. Um, you lack strategy. So you're posting just listed and sold and price reduced and let me know if you're looking to buy or sell. And if you say, let me know if you're looking to buy or sell, the chance is basically 5% that somebody's actually going to let you know if they're looking to buy or sell, because that's not an attention grabber and that's not going to keep you top of mind. Leads don't come from posting randomly or just like agents spend way too much time making the most beautiful graphics. Like, don't do that. Literally, like, don't focus on that. Focus on, you know, your strategy, okay? And don't focus on consistency. That sounds really weird for me to say that, right? But if you notice like, oh, but I'm consistently posting, if you're not getting the engagement on the consistent posts that you're putting out there, it's actually hurting you. It's hurting your algorithm. Instagram and Facebook are like, okay, whatever this person is posting is not getting attention, is not getting likes, is not getting comments. Therefore, if people are seeing their content, they're going to get bored on our platform and then they're going to leave our platform. So what happens is when you actually work on posting content that's actually high quality, Instagram or Facebook, they're not going to show your content because you've already proven yourself to post low quality content that nobody gives a shit about. And your algorithm's fucked. Like, nobody wants to see your shit. Instagram doesn't want to show your shit because you're not a moneymaker and everything like that. You've got a lot harder of an uphill battle to bounce back from because you used some sort of paid service that was like, hey, we'll create all this random generic content and it's important to be consistent. It was important to be consistent 10 years ago. Now the game has changed. Quality, authenticity, that's the stuff that matters now. And I know that that's crazy to you guys, but hopefully the way that I explained it now makes a little bit more sense. So what ManyChat does is it's not going to create the demand. That's still up to you. And that's what I'm going to help you do. But ManyChat captures the demand and helps you automate the follow-up. Okay. You're responsible for creating the content that creates the interest, that creates them wanting to comment or DM you. And then they're the automation that helps you convert it. So if you're posting weak shit, you're going to get weak shit back. So let's be purposeful about it. Define your target audience. On your social media profile, I truly want you to think about this. Who is my target audience? And it's okay. Like, I don't want you to have a separate business profile. Like, you don't have to do all that stuff. You can have, your personal be your business, because people want to see who you actually are. Like Ryan, she's, a dirt girl and dirt bikes, and Lindsay, she's all about, her dogs and farm and ranch, and like it's just like part of her personality. It's just like who she is, right? So It's okay to be yourself, but think about who your target audience is. So, and I'm talking about for your entire account. So if I'm on Instagram, personally, me, Sandy Burnett, when I'm on Instagram, I'm talking to potential, like current agents and potential agents for our brokerage. All right. That's my target audience. Your target audience is most likely consumers that are hopefully in your local area, and maybe you have friends and stuff that aren't in your local area, but hopefully they're thinking about you and coming to you to say, hey, I'm moving up, to Florida. I need an agent. Can you hook me up with one? Like basically you want them just kind of thinking about you for real estate. So that's the first thing. Who is this post for? My audience. What problem am I solving when I post this? This isn't just like, la, 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 the Sandy Burnett show, and look at how great I am. What's in it for them? And this is what I talk to my staff about all the time, the WIFM. If we're going to release a new policy, I don't want all my agents to be upset about a new policy coming out. I want you guys to be excited about the new policy coming out because look how it covers your ass. Look how it protects your ass. Look how much better of an agent it makes you, right? So what's the WIFM? What's in it for me? What's the WIFM is what I always say. So what problem of theirs are you solving? And finally, what do I want them to do for me? What action do I want them to take? And this sounds so fucking condescending, what I'm about to say, but you actually have to train people how to help you. You have to train people what to do. You have to tell them what to do. Always at the end of your post, always with a call to action. So here are your 4 lead producing content types. And by the way, don't, if it helps you to take notes to remember this content, that's fine. But I'm going to give you the link to this entire presentation because at the end, I have a whole 30-day content calendar for you, plus the whole strategy. You will be a lead producing machine at the end of this if you so choose to follow through with it. Your 4 lead producing content types are curiosity invoking material, problem awareness, let's just talk about like why it's so important to get a home inspection, stuff like that, right? Insider information posts, like we truly downplay and disregard how much insider information we actually have, how much knowledge we actually have, that a lot of times when I'm talking to you agents one-on-one and I tell you, because you just came back from a crazy situation, I tell you, oh my God, you should do a video about that. Oh my God, people should know about this. Like, oh my God, it would create so much authority. And then direct offer posts. So every single lead producing strategy fits into one of these 4. So here's a curiosity and post example on the seller side. Hook. 3 homes in Bettendorf sold this week for way more than expected. So like if I'm watching that and this is my city, I'm like, really? And then the body, like 2 of them were under 1,800 square feet. 1 actually needed updates. Most owners are underpricing right now. Okay, so that's interesting, a strategy that I should pay attention to. Comment value and I'll send you what your home could realistically sell for. So, do you notice, by the way, that I didn't say comment value and I'll send you the link? Comment value and I'll send you a home valuation. You have to actually prompt them for something that they actually want. It creates FOMO because, okay, homes are already actually selling, and how much longer is this going to happen? There's social proof, it's already working, and there's a gap in knowledge because I don't know what my home could realistically sell for. I don't know if my home needs updates, blah, blah, blah. Also, don't you love it? You're not begging, you're providing value. Here's the problem awareness. If your home was built between 1990 and 2010, buyers are judging you for this one specific thing. Doctors hate him, right? So the body, it's not your square footage, it's not your layout, it's your outdated lighting and fixtures. Okay, so like this hook, that hook, even in the body, right? Like, well, what is it? And then the call to action, DM update, and I'll send the 5 cheapest fixes that increase perceived value. So I don't have to send much, and then it increases perceived value. You know what I mean? Instead of DM and I'll just send you the link, DM and I'll send you my contact information. No, you have to have, and this is what's called a lead magnet. And Josh and I talk about this all the time. What's a lead magnet that actually is going to work, that people are actually going to want? Here's the insider information post example for a buyer. There are 12 homes in city that never hit Zillow this week. Some are investor flips, some are private sales. Most buyers never see them. Okay, well, I want access to that, right? Call to action, comment off market, and I'll send you access. And that's the cool thing about ManyChat is it doesn't have to be one word. It can be a phrase. So here's a direct offer example, post for a seller. I'm looking for 3 homeowners in Dallas, Texas, Dallas, Fort Worth. Like you can actually say whatever you want, who are thinking about selling in the next 6 months. I'm offering a pricing strategy call. No pressure, no listing agreement, comment strategy, and I'll send the details. I don't think I like this one as much. I would actually flip it on the buyer side because a buyer is caught way less off guard, especially since buyers have a lot less information at their fingertips than sellers do as far as the process is concerned. And I would definitely aim that at first-time buyers. So here's a structure of a high converting post. And Josh, if you guys ever want actual coaching on this, like Josh is willing to, break it down for you, but he knows this stuff inside and out. It's a pattern interrupt, then you build the intrigue, then you provide value or tension, and then blast them with a clear command. You don't ever end with let me know if, or you tell them exactly what you want them to type. You tell them exactly what action to follow. If you notice like Mr. Beast or any of these super successful influencers, they're always saying, hit that follow or whatever. And people do it. Oh yeah, I would have never thought of it. It's true. I don't think to follow. I don't think to share until somebody says, tag somebody who you think would be needing this or whatever. Turning engagement into automation. Okay. So we've got the social post, comment value to get a free home valuation. Then it turns into a direct message. So they commented value. Your account, because you have it set up with ManyChat, your account is going to DM them. And it even lets you do a tag, right? It already knows this through Instagram. That's why it's like set up for Instagram. By the way, pro tip, it claims that it's set up with TikTok as well. And I tried messing around with TikTok. I don't like the automations with TikTok. The automations are limited in TikTok. And also for some reason, it tends to lose connectivity with TikTok. And I feel like it's only just okay with Messenger. I feel like ManyChat is still best used for Instagram. And I also recommend that you really go in hard on one social media platform, especially if you are not well versed in social media. Don't try to be everything to everyone. So I decided a long time ago, and I'm telling you, I used to be so uncomfortable with Instagram. I was more of a Facebook girl, and I decided to go in hard on Instagram. I'm like, Instagram's going to be my thing. And I'm glad I did. The reason why I chose Instagram is because it's a visual platform. It's a lot less wordy. I'm so glad I did that, by the way, because I'm hardly ever on Facebook. And every time I go over on Facebook, it's just a bunch of fucking boomers like bitching about like it's like long-winded posts and like it's just I'm so glad I really am never on Facebook anymore. The only thing Facebook's good for, by the way, is groups. Instagram doesn't have groups. So if you run a group, the only thing I would leverage Facebook for is running groups. If I were a real estate agent, which I am, but because I'm a real estate agent, I chose to go all in on Instagram because it's a visual platform. It's so much easier to pick up followers and inorganic audiences. Whereas Facebook, you have friends, and then people aren't really going to like follow your page randomly if you have a business page, things like that. Instagram would be where it's at. There'd be like X or Threads would be another option, but those are wordy, like those are word forward. So I chose Instagram because if I think about it and I'm marketing what homes look like and what's beautiful about them and just things like that. It's a visual platform. And so that's why I chose Instagram as my platform of choice. Now that I'm agent facing, especially being CEO of a brokerage, I've also added LinkedIn as a high priority social media item, and I've actually had a lot of success with that. I might do an extra class on that at some point. If you have any interest, let me know in the comments. But social media is so powerful. I cannot tell you enough how powerful it is. I don't know if Rossi here is here, DC. We met on Instagram and he has followed me to 2 different brokerages. Lindsay Holland and I, we were at a different brokerage together, but we met via Instagram and have developed a long-standing relationship. Social media, I cannot stress to you how powerful of a tool it is. So off my soapbox, but not for long. So we start with the social post. We go over and it automatically DMs them. By the way, you can set up actual timers in ManyChat. You could have it say, hey, I don't want it to DM them until like 5 minutes from now. Have it look natural. So, hey, first name or full name, whatever you want it to be like. Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know why they're here, but I have like inspectors coming through, but they were already here. So, hey, first name, are you considering selling soon or just curious? And then replies, options. It would basically have a button that they would click, selling soon or just curious. So another tip or I guess warning that I have to give you is Instagram is a mobile first platform. Usually people are scrolling, doom scrolling, that's what the kids say, on their phone, right? But if you're on your computer, if you're on your PC and you're on Instagram and this DMs you, those choices are actually not going to come up for you. So it's going to be like, are you considering selling soon or just curious? And sometimes it might say like, click one below or like click one and let me know or something like that. Click this. And it's like, well, there's nothing to click. What the hell's wrong with you? So just so you know, it's optimized for mobile. So that's what that's just saying. And it's like a branching thing. So here's the branch. If they click selling soon, it's going to go into this path. Got it. What's the property address? What's the best email to send your full pricing breakdown? Want to review it together? Here's my calendar. Here's the other thing that you can have it set up to do. You can ask them, would you mind following me? If we aren't already connected, try to get another follow out of it, right? Moving toward an appointment, initial response. If they're just curious, here's the other branch. No problem. I'll send a quick estimate. It's like the same thing. What's the property address? So internal action, tag as a long-term seller, like you can have these different tags, follow up, and then follow up message in 30 days. Like you can literally set this in ManyChat. In 30 days, you can have it just message them again. Hey, are you still watching? Are you still just watching the market? Or are you beginning to think more seriously? Like just put it in your own words. This is meant as a guide for you, but use your own personality. Don't, many people mess this up in marketing, and that's why everybody cringes at anybody in sales because they're taking it so literal. And there's not a one size fits all. You should absolutely put your personality to it. So here's a buyer lead example post hook. If you're waiting for rates to drop before buying, read this. I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to read. Most buyers are competing less right now. When rates drop, competition spikes. Comment plan, and I'll send you a buying strategy breakdown. So, a purposeful weekly posting plan, and like, look at this, just 4 posts a week, a seller curiosity post, a buyer problem post, 1 authority post, 1 direct offer post. Make sure every post has a keyword. Just know, no keyword means no automation, no lead. Here's an authority post example. A home in your neighborhood just fell out of contract. Inspection issues, financing surprise. Most buyers don't know how to protect themselves. DM safe, and I'll send my inspection negotiation checklist. Now that would be a really good lead magnet. So the psychology behind this is that people respond to specific numbers, local references, scarcity, insider access. They don't respond to, do you know anybody looking to buy or sell? Like, I can't even fucking believe this was advice given. Like, this is exactly why Holly and I started this company, is why are agents trained like this? No wonder there's a huge failure rate. Give me a fucking break. So I definitely wanted to include this part though in this training. Again, you don't want to be like, DM whatever, I'll send you the link. You want specific things that you're saying. Comment keyword, and I'll DM you the exact template that I used that made me so successful. Comment keyword, and I'll send you the script I use. Comment keyword, and I'll send you the checklist so you can audit your own business. Comment keyword, and I'll send the scorecard so you can see where you're bleeding money. Never say comment for the link. That's nothing. People don't comment for nothing. So if I can give you one tip out of this entire training, just remember that. Comment for the link, DM me for the link is nothing, and people are not going to take action for nothing. ManyChat is your follow-up machine. Once tagged, you can broadcast to seller leads. 3 homes sold above asking this week. Do you want updated numbers? Like, you can tag these, like this guy, if you can tag them as a seller lead, and now you know, and then you can broadcast to all the seller leads. Okay. You can broadcast to buyer leads, 2 homes under 400K in your area. Want them? What this looks like in 90 days. If you have 30 to 50 comments a month, you could have 20 to 30 qualified conversations, maybe 5 to 10 appointments. What if it got you 1 closing in 90 days that you didn't have to pay for? But really, with conversion rates, 2 to 4 closings. And then if you actually are doing your job and you're converting those people into raving fans, then they each got you at least 1 or 2 extra people in the meantime. If you post in hope, nothing happens. If you post with intent and automation, that's where the conversations start. Social media, everybody's so busy on social media. It is not for looking busy. It is for generating business. It is a tool. I use social media for business. You guys, if I'm ever out of business, you will never fucking see me again on social media. I absolutely hate being on social media. Don't tell anyone, but you will never see me again. I'm going to go full Grizzly Adams and be like, you guys are too young for that reference, but I'm going to be gone. All right, this is for you, the agents. I'm going to put this in the chat so you have it and you can follow along. Yes, I'll grow a beard. Okay, so 30-day social media lead production plan. We've got the intro. Guess what, guys? I hope you guys can read because I'm not going to fucking read it to you. Here is the exact plan, though. Again, I want you to make this yours. Use your head. Make sure that it's authentic to you, okay? But you can make these posts and it tells you, like, just like I taught you, curiosity, authority, buyer strategy, market insight, seller pain, and it's 4 days a week. Like we talked about, social proof, buyer education, off-market access, funnel, niche. So now it's got a checklist too, pre-publication checklist. Before publishing any post on this plan, confirm the following: that the target audience is clear, the opening line creates a reason for them to keep reading, the body delivers a clear point of value, call to action tells the reader exactly what to type, it doesn't say let me know or reach out. Conversion strategy, comment to appointments, tagging and follow-up. Here are the 90-day expectations and like what this plan does not guarantee. Here is what I'm going to do now. I'm going to show you ManyChat. And you would think I would have like actually prepped this ahead of time. Nope, we're going to go full organic now. Okay. Josh, refresh my memory. Did we do single sign-on?
I don't think so. Well, I don't know what you did because
First
we each have
solutions.
our own individual account and then we like merged them in the company. So I don't know what your sign on is. I'm assuming so though.
All right, I'm going to pause my screen share and then I'm going to mess around and get in. Hang on. I think I use Studio. Studio.
Hey, Sandy Lynn, can I say something while you're doing that?
Absolutely.
I think one of the biggest things with this whole thing is it all goes back to defining your target audience at the very beginning. Because if you do a really good job with that, and if you have any questions, I actually have like a 4 point thing that I give people on how to define your target audience or your avatar or whatever you want to call it. But if you really take the time to do that first, it will kind of answer all the questions like what hook should I be using on this post? Um, you know, but defining that target audience is so important. A lot of times when I talk to agents, I'll ask them, what's your target market or who is your target person that you want to target? And they'll give me something like sellers in Bettendorf, Iowa. That's way too generic. So really define that because if you define it well, it will make the rest of your job easier with lead generation.
Thank you. Okay, so this is ManyChat. And what Josh was just talking about that's really cool is like, here is my real estate company, but if I wanted, I could add a new account and I can make it like my personal. So like, this is my personal login, that type of thing. That's what he was basically getting at. So on our inbox, like obviously we have automation set up. So once you already have automation set up and you already start getting leads on the inbox, it already has, people, that it basically connects everything right there. This is your home screen. Here's all the contacts. And then here, exactly what you all came for is automations. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to be very specific in what you name. I've learned you want to be very specific in what you name these automations because you don't want to have to go back and be like, what was this for? And click in it and try and figure it out. So it does have a little, messenger. It does have a little IG thing right there, but I still will say, I still will try to name it Facebook or IG right there. That's what I'll start off by naming it. So this is FB Messenger Training DM, and I'm just going to go into it so you can see what it is. This is what ManyChat looks like. It's kind of interesting. It will be like a full flow. But if I go to the basic builder, the starting step is they send a message. Excuse me. They send a message and comment training. They DM'd us because that's all it works with Facebook is DMing, whatever. So they send a message and then it's like, hey, first name, like I told you, here's the link to our training. Let us know if there's any questions. And you can actually see like click through rates and all that other stuff. So back to the automations, we can see different things here. You can actually see if people have clicked on things and stuff like that. Training happens to be one of our biggest ones. And I'm starting to see like what is hitting and what's not. I'm probably going to shut down certain automations. Back when Josh and I first started messing with this, we were, making specific keywords for like his Inman articles, right? Well, maybe we don't want to have a specific keyword each time. Maybe we would just have like article be the keyword. And every time if we did do a post, we'd be like comment article. And then I would just update the link to the article if we were going to use that. So for true crime training, like our true crime in real estate or training or anything, it's all the same link. So just think about on the back end how often you're willing to update this shit. It's kind of a bitch to get set up. So I want you to be purposeful in what you're getting set up. Like I'll tell you right now, like for our CE discount stuff, I have to update our CE shop code, like this is out of date. I need to update it. I already know that in my head. So that strategy I want you to think about. So I'm going to set an automation up for you just so you know how to do it. So I'm going to click over here. I'm moving my toolbars around just in case you wonder what I'm doing. So it's so easy. It used to not be this easy. I'm telling you right now. So I'm going to set up what the most popular automation is, what we all see on Instagram, which is send them a DM when somebody comments. Okay. So there's two things you can do. You can have it connected to a specific post or a reel, or any post or reel, or the next post or reel that you're going to post. So if you do specific post or reel, then you can like click, okay, I want to make sure it's connected to, it literally is connected to your Instagram so you can post anything. Just so you guys know, I like setting up automations that are connected to any post or reel because I like setting up automations that are like for longevity purposes. So specific word or keyword. So this comment, this is what they're commenting. Again, like usually what we're doing is saying training or whatever, right? So I do training and then I start misspelling training. And I try to misspell it a few ways. like just whatever, just in case. But usually it's going to autocorrect from them. You don't really have to worry too much about it. Capitalization doesn't matter. So don't worry about it too much, but I still try to catch a few misspellings just in case. And you could, and this is dangerous, if somebody comments, and that's why if you see, have you ever seen some people on these posts, and I don't recommend this at all, by the way. Have you ever seen on some people's posts and they comment like the actual keyword and then the person is like, great, check your DMs and all this other shit. And then you see some people comment like a genuine comment and he's like, sent you a DM. I hate that because it's like, okay, obviously you have an automation. It's very disingenuous. That's if you click any word, like if anybody comments, that's what they clicked. So when you see them say, I sent you a DM, whatever, this is what I do recommend. I recommend reply to their comments under the post. And we have these set up, this is the default. You're going to see this as default. So like, thanks, please CDM, sent you a message, check it out. It's a few different ones, which is cool. It makes it look like you're actually replying because it's not the same thing. CDM, see your DMs, check it, So I will include emojis just to make it look a little more genuine. And let's see, get it in here. Like, me and my fire emojis. And um why did it erase the whole thing? You guys, I'm actually good at typing. And I just try to, again, I try to make it sound like me. So if they can tell that it's not you, it's gonna just look stupid. So there's all this. This is how I want it to look. And when I hit next, it's going to go over to DM. So you see how it slid right here. Here's the preview over to DM. And everybody who knows me knows I'm not going to say, hey there, I'm so happy you're here. Thanks so much for your interest. Happy face and fucking sparkle emoji. That is never going to be Sandy Burnett in a million years. So, what were we going to do about, okay, so training, like, hey, thanks for your comment on our post. Here's the link to our training to see you there. Oh, okay, down. There we go. All right, that's a little more my style, okay? So I'm not saying send me the link, even though I wish that again they have to click that, unfortunately. So click the link, click the link, click the link to our training, and I hope to see you there. Now, the reason they do this on Instagram is I think we can't send them a link until they send this message. This prompts them to click the button. They send us a message. Then we send them the link. And I think that that's why that works. So why does an opening DM matter? Boosts engagement in a comment for automations. When someone clicks the button in your opening DM, it starts a two-way chat, starts the two-way chat. We can do way more than just sending, like ManyChat knows this stuff. I don't know. So now these two options that we have, we could click a DM asking them to follow you before they get the link, or a DM asking for their email. I don't click either of those. I think that they're too salesy. I think that if we're trying to get leads from social media, those leads should stay in social media. So why do I really need to like get their email right now? Um, if I have to ask for them to follow me, maybe I'm not producing good enough content. I'm not going to tell you how to run your business, but I'm going to show you how, in my opinion, dumb it looks if you do this. Nearly there, the link is, especially for my follow, like it's so dumb. In my opinion, I just wouldn't do this. It's really gimmicky. I mean, you can put whatever you want, but like, hey, would you mind following me before I send the link? Like, it's just like, oh my God, I don't want the link anymore. Just, So I just wouldn't do this. Right after you follow me, I'll send you the links. So they click following. They don't even have to follow you. It's just dumb. Did I tell you guys I think it's dumb? Well, I think it's dumb. So there it is. I'm not going to have that on there. And then here's the link. So here's the message. You're going to write the message. And then here's the actual link, button label, link to training. And then look, I spelled it wrong. So link to training. Here's the cool thing though. I do recommend clicking this one, a follow-up DM if they don't click the link. So this obviously stupid. Sandy Burnett is never going to type that shit. What Sandy Burnett will type is, let me know if that link doesn't work for you. So I'll do something like that. And then we can, I've got that bar up there, but I want to get rid of that. So I already have like a training one up, so I'm not going to go live with it. But that's pretty much it for ManyChat. I hope that demo was enough for you to be dangerous.